This is the Internet Computer 1-year overview reading for the year 2024. That's ICP. It's currently September 19th, 2023, 5:03 p.m. Eastern Time. ICP at the time of this reading is currently $3.02. That's USD. And the shuffle file for the ICP reading for 2024 was created on September 3rd, 2023 at 2:49 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video right here. The overall theme and behavior for the year, we have a period of sideways rotation that will end with a fast sudden move higher. It is crossed with erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level on a scale of important price level on a scale of at least a 1-year chart. There should be erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. In the midst of that erratic behavior, we should revisit a crest at least once. That was a past opportunity. So on a scale of a 1-year reading, that can mean that we see a crest more than the same crest more than once, or the same price level at a crest more than once in the year 2024. It could also mean that we're revisiting like an important crest from 2023. Based on what's transpired on the 10-year and what I see here, I think we're probably going to see like a repeated crest throughout the year in the midst of some erratic behavior, because when you combine that with the sideways rotation from the night of discs, you've got very sideways behavior, but there can be a lot of back and forth in between. And when we look at the highs and the lows throughout the year, which I'm going to get into in just a little bit, the timing of those highs and lows, it really does look like we go back and forth, up and down. And a notable opportunity. What's important is that around the low for the 1-year chart of 2024, there's an opportunity in the midst of the decline leading into the low, and that opportunity is on the scale of at least a 1-year, probably a multi-year scale, based on the fact that this is in such a prominent position on a 1-year, and based on the fact that we have a trade opportunity as highlighted here around the low in 2024 on the 2024 card for the 9-year reading for ICP, which is a cross-rating congruency here. Guys, before we go any further, we're going to get into the week-by-week chart behavior, where the highs and the lows are, and the best trades and all that. But before we do that, let's make sure that everybody understands the purpose of this channel is to take some of the competitive energy of the stock market and transmute it into goodwill through this channel, right? So what we expect is that people are taking any of the 1,800 or so predictions that we have up here for free. We expect that people are utilizing this information for not just for their own betterment, which you should be doing, but also to help the world around you, right? So there's a rule of karma. Everybody that's profiting from this information should be following this rule of karma, and that rule of karma is as follows. 5% of the profit should be donated forward to a charity. You can find any of these charities here on our website under the resources tab at tarotfortraders.com. Any of these charities, just click here, Cancer Research Institute. How easy is that? So 5% should be sent forward. You're paying it forward. You're keeping the flow of abundance going through the universe, and you're also ensuring abundance mentality in your own mind. And then 5% of the profit should be donated back to the channel here through one of these links. Super easy. These are at 90%, which is way more than you'd be left with if you use a professional stockbroker. And make sure to spend that money out of love. That keeps your conscience clear. The universe is going to send it back to you tenfold through this channel for following that rules. Will make you an angel investor of the channel, my friends, because you're not just investing, but you're also somebody's angel, including mine. I love all of you. Let's get back into it. All right, so when we look at it from the 10-year, the broader scale chart, this is an all-time chart. We're all the way up here in like 500 range, 428, range, right? At one point it started, it dropped all the way down to where it's at now. It's basically near its lows. And so what we saw is this bumping along resistance here in 2022, and a little bit of 2022 that there was, and then we have this decline, pretty steady sideways kind of decline, which is what the Prince of Swords can often indicate. There's also a trade opportunity in there. Yeah, see, there's a reversal in here. This is very interesting, but this has gone drawn out a lot. And so what we should see is a notable reversal with a big move to the upside to reach a high within the 10-year period, at least the highest high thus far. And also you want to keep in mind that these multiple year readings, you have to give it about a year's wiggle room here or there. So you want to follow the sequence of events. So what we're looking for is like this move to the upside to a high out of an important trough mid-year. It looks like maybe mid-year. And then there's more movement to the upside, reaching for a distant resistance or reaching for a new high here in 2025ish into a trade at that price level in 2026. So we definitely want to be getting into a bullish situation relatively soon, because we don't want to miss out on this move to the upside. All right. Now when we look at the 1-year, that erratic behavior, there's a couple places in there where we'll have a crest that on like a multi-month kind of scale. We'll probably have a trade, but the big trade is here at the low for the year, right? So we're probably going to see our lowest price level on a multi-year scale here somewhere in 2023, and then we should see new highs, or we should maybe not like a 500 or something. It could be that we're revisiting a crest from here, right? That would put us at like $65. We might be able to get into that in more detail towards the end of this video. Sometimes we get price information as well. Oh, and then behavior on the highest high for the year, guys. We have sideways rotation. That's also very indicative of the theme card being sideways rotation along key support. But being that it's near high, it does indicate that we may not have a broad range throughout most of the year. It's possible that we don't have like a big range, or it's also possible that we have a big range and then there's sideways rotation up here as well as down here, like near the highs and the low for the year. That could be another possibility. As we get into it in more detail, we'll look into it. The way that you want to read this ICP reading or a 1-year reading is you want to go from left to right. Each of these cluster of 4 stars represents a month. The first card is like the first 2 weeks. This last card is the last 2 weeks of the month, and you have to give it about 2 weeks wiggle room, but keep the sequence of events in mind. The sequence of events is very reliable. The timing is usually pretty reliable, but when it does seem like the time is off, just pay attention to the sequence of events and you'll be able to stay on track. So we have an important or prominent crest or peak early in the month of January at an important resistance level, and that resistance level will mark an opportunity. There'll be a lot of price change around that resistance level, offering an opportunity to position oneself in both directions for like a multi-month kind of scale trade. The low of January will form when we have a crest that we sell off from multiple support levels down to the low of January, and that's like a month's low of January. And then we have the sideways rotation in late January that ends with a fast sudden move higher, taking us to a highest high thus far around the late part of January. Actually, there's a highest high thus far near the late part of January, and we'll do sideways rotation near that high. Off at the high, there'll be a sharp drop that'll stand out in that period of sideways rotation. That's the high of February that I'm talking about. There'll be sideways rotation there towards the end of February. An important range to the south side for February. This below February will be an important trough that stands out on a 1-year scale. It won't be a low, slow or anything, but it'll be a trough that stands out. And my sense is that it probably comes early to mid February in the midst of like back and forth fluidity, sideways like back and forth fluidity on a multi-day scale going on. The later part of February, we have a decline to multiple support levels, taking us into that trough. And then early March, we have bumping along resistance. We may break through resistance and bump along resistance. There's a crest that'll stand out maybe like the end of the first week or the beginning of the second week of March. There'll be a crest, a prominent crest, and it'll actually out of the trough in February into a high around the cusp or towards the beginning of the end of February, around the cusp of March. And then there's a sharp drop off of that high there into another prominent trough for the year towards the end of March or on the cusp of March, April. The rally leading into that high is a rally that increases with momentum on a multi-day scale, leading into the high there that we should see around the cusp of February, March. And again, that'll be a high side thus far. We have a trough around the cusp of March, April, and it looks like it forms. Yeah, there's really some volatility there at the end of March, leading into April, and there's a significant trade opportunity there in April. So the first trade opportunity is here in early January. What you would do is, like I said, in the midst of that behavior, position yourself in that price change around that resistance level. Position yourself for both directions so that you could sell at this high. You could sell at the long position, and you would also be able to sell the trough probably early in the month of February. If not early in the month of February, then probably on the cusp of March, April. But I would think early in the month of February, be able to sell the short position, and that would be the first first solid trade that you could do. You want to be mindful that there's going to be a lot of back and forth, sideways behavior going on around the cusp of January, February. We'll get into more trades as we progress through the rest of the reading. At the end of March, a lot of volatility, and then right on the cusp of March, April, out of a trough, there's this rally to a peak or a high in early April, and that may be another highest high thus far, or the same highest high there. But there's a really sharp drop off of that highest high, universal hexagon kind of energy off of that high. And there's prior to this move from a trough to a high and then back to a low, there's a trade opportunity in there to open up a long position in the midst of that reversal. But that's an example of the type of trade information that you get from a paid version, which is a really great way to support the channel, guys. The way that you get the paid version, where we continue on throughout the remainder of the month, and we talk about the highs and the lows and where we see them for the month or for the year. In the paid version, as well as if there's any price prediction information, which isn't all the time, but sometimes there is, and what we see as the best trade to make. All that in the paid version. Great way to support the channel. You get the paid version by going to our website, tarotfortraders.com, our services, estimate posts, and then you want to scroll to 1 year report, click here to orders, specify the ticker. So in this case, we're talking about ICP, and then the year, in this case, 2024. That's how you get a private link emailed to you with the private version, or the paid version, which is the full prediction, guys. We run a pretty nasty accuracy, like roughly a 98% average accuracy, guys. So with that said, go check out some of our free predictions on our YouTube channel as well if you need some examples of our accuracy.